fields, let it out. Get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out.
Let's get it.
Let it out, get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Let it out, get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out.
Good evening, welcome to Seahawk Bowl for homecoming 2025. And this evening's minor league contest as Redondo plays host to Santa Monica. The Vikings are 5-2 overall this season, 2-0 in minor league play.
After a successful victory last week at North, the Seahawks returned back home to Seahawk Bowl for homecoming 2025 this evening, as we have a good matchup here out of the Pioneer League as the Redondo Union Seahawks take on the Santa Monica Vikings.
And the playing of the national anthem by the Seahawk marching band.
Hi again, everybody. I am Edward Rentasso, and filling in for Kevin tonight, Matthew Crawford and Julius Choi. With 3 games left in the regular season, the Seahawks are continuing to fight for their playoff lives in the Pioneer League. A win tonight will draw them to win the game of first place and a tie for second place. And Matthew, after a victory tonight, how is the confidence of this Seahawk football team right now?
Confidence has to be sky high. I mean, you look out at the crowd. You have almost 1,000 Seahawks over here cheering on and wanting you to win at your homecoming night. One of the biggest nights of your life at this point.
Last week we saw Bo Osman's play. He had 153 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. What is the game plan for Redondo to win here tonight?
The game plan is to stick with their stars, stick to the run game, and keep what worked last week and move it on to this week. Like you said earlier, with Bo Osmus being back, he's going to have to be an X factor like he was in the last game, where he was the spark plug that the Seahawks needed and led to them ultimately coming out on top.
And with Julius, we know about Santa Monica. They're undefeated in this division. They're tied with Torrance, who play at South tonight. So that's a game we're going to be monitoring as well, as these two teams are 2-0. What does Santa Monica have to do to get a victory here tonight at Seahawk Bowl?
And of course, Santa Monica, they are the winners of 4 of the last 5 games. Their last win came last week against South Torrance. It was a really close game, Edward. Score of 42-37. And today they'll be looking to pass the ball, led by their senior quarterback and one of the star players, Elliot Bingener, who last week threw for 17 for 26, threw for 269 yards while throwing 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So expect Santa Monica to play a really heavy passing game tonight.
Well, it's a big night here at Seahawk Bowl for Homecoming 2025. The last homecoming for the Seahawks senior players. We know Cole Leinert is back in the lineup tonight after missing last week's game against North. We saw Brady Grohl play. He didn't have to do much. And Matthew, I'll ask you this question. What does Cole Leinert have to do to win tonight? We know that Brady Grohl can throw the ball. We saw it a few times last week. What does Leinert have to do to lead this team tonight?
Leinart has to stick with what's made him so great, and that's finding the open guy in the clutch situations. Leinart, really, all he has to do with this amazing Seahawks running game that they've been able to find is be a game manager, hand the ball off when he needs to, and when the offense ultimately needs him, in like a 3rd and long situation, find the open man, get downfield, and lead the Seahawks to a win tonight.
And the defense last week had 2 turnovers. They had a block punt. How sufficient enough does this defense have to play tonight against this Vikings offense?
Well, Edward, like I mentioned before, the Vikings are led by a star quarterback, and this Vikings team is a pass-heavy offense. So I'm expecting the Seahawks to go with a zone coverage every game. And Redondo Union, they're also popular for having 3 linebackers out in the backfield. It's a bit of a rarity that we see in modern football. So really, the Union Seahawks, I'm expecting them to really pressure the quarterback for the Vikings tonight.
As we see the Seahawks coming out of their locker room, getting ready to make their introduction here on homecoming night. What a great crowd we'd have here. We just saw the pregame festivities. Gentlemen, are you guys ready for the game?
I am beyond ready.
I'm pumped up.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm super pumped up. I know it's getting colder, but I'm getting chills just behind my spine, guys.
Well, we see the captains walking towards the middle of the field, getting ready for the coin toss here. Just stay tuned, because we got a big one coming up here in just a matter of moments here at Redondo Sports. Coin toss has been decided. We are moments away from the Seahawks coming out to this illustrious crowd here on Homecoming Guy. And just get ready for the crowd to hear them wild, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes Your Redondo Seahawks. Matthew, how big of a night is here for the Seahawks tonight?
This is a massive night for all the Seahawks players here. As I've mentioned before, homecoming night. And for the seniors, the last homecoming night. This is going to be a night they'll likely remember forever. And if it's a win today, it's going to be a happy memory for sure.
Well, we know for the seniors on this team, this is their last homecoming game. How important is it for them to leave a legacy remark here on their last homecoming game as football players here?
This is going to be a very important game for the seniors especially, because as you mentioned, this is the last ever homecoming game they're ever going to have as high schoolers. They're going to leave it all out on the field. They're going to make sure they do whatever it takes to win and make this memory for them one that lasts a lifetime.
And Julius, if you're Santa Monica, how important is it to ignore the crowd noise and just focus on what you have to do? Because this also is a pivotal game for them. They're in a fight for first place in this Pioneer League division.
You're absolutely right. They are currently undefeated in the Pioneer League alongside Torrance High. And Santa Monica, they're probably thinking because they want to forward the last 5 and they're in a 3-game winning streak, they're going to keep that momentum going. And their minds right now, their emotions probably, let's ruin the Seahawks homecoming game today.
Redondo coming in with a record of 3-4, looking to hit that 500 mark for the first time this season. Santa Monica looking to bump their record to 3-0 in Pioneer League, but 5-2 overall. And big important game as we hit near the playoffs. How important is it for Redondo to win this game tonight and win all the way out?
It is incredibly important for the Redondo to win tonight, as you said, and also to win out. Because as we all know, they started the season rather slow, meaning that now they need to lock in on these last few games, make sure that if they want a chance to go to the playoffs in this league, that they should win out, get their record within the division up and with a high win percentage in order to allow for them to have a chance.
And Santa Monica won the toss, so they will receive the ball first. So we will see this Viking offense on the field as kickoff begins. Parker Blevins, number 13, will kick off for Redondo. Standing back near the 10-yard line, it is Ryan Blake, number 26, for Santa Monica. As we get set for kickoff. Big game here, and we thank you for everyone for joining us here on Redondo Sports for this big game here at Seahawk Bowl. We hear the whistle blow. Here comes the kickoff, and we're underway for homecoming night. Ball picked up by Blake. Gets tackled to the 29-yard line. And that's where the Vikings will go to work. Quarterback for the Vikings, Elliot. Looks like it's Elliot Benjerner, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Last week, 17 of 26 for 269 yards. Had 2 touchdowns in that big win last week over South, 42-37. A shootout, gentlemen, actually, as we saw. See if they can score the same points here tonight. From the 27, handoff on first down to the right side. Tackled near the 35-yard line.
That was Saul Buendia, player number 23, who carried the ball. And Buendia currently the leading rusher for the Vikings.
Yeah. And right there, we saw an opening the game with a run there by Santa Monica, which is kind of not what we expected, because as Julius mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they're a very pass-first team. So starting out in the I form with a run is very uncanny and maybe trying to throw out the Seahawks.
Here comes the Seahawks with pressure, second down. A quick handoff to the left side. That's taken by Jackson Lee, who's going to get denied. Jackson Lee tackled near the back for a loss. And Bo Osmond, gentlemen, we saw him last Friday at North. Big game, 153 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He, as Julius said before the game, he could play anywhere on the field, and we saw him right now on defense.
Yeah, again, that's why many believe that he's the X factor that the Seahawks were missing so desperately earlier on in the year, and why they're finding some more success as the season progresses. We'll see how it keeps playing out throughout the game.
We did see this offense struggle, this team struggle in the early going of the season, but have been picked it up so far late in the second half of this season. 3rd and 5. Here's a deep pass, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Pass intended for Peyton Seals, number 14. Covered well there by Kyle Westbrook, who actually missed last week's game with an injury. Good to have him back there, and a quick 3-and-out for the Vikings. Julius, how impressed are you with this Redondo defense so early in the game?
Yeah, they put out the pressure. As a matter of fact, the last previous play, they had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, and of course that was successful. And for this game, the 3rd down, it looks like they were going to blitz. And of course we saw 2 players attack Elliot Behringer, and he had to throw it out, and luckily great defense there from Westbrook.
We have 4th down and 5, and the Vikings will punt. Here's the punt. Remember, they had one blocked last week. Pass is caught by Zeno, gets away from a tackle, has room down the right side, hits a Viking out of bounds near midfield. Tackle made by Gavin Felix, number 19, who comes up very fired up, and now we're going to see this Redondo offense go to work. 10-14 remaining in the opening quarter here in homecoming night. As we'll see Cole Leinert missed last week's game against North. Brady Grove played well, 5 for 7 through 2 touchdowns. And Matthew, we got to see him a little bit in pre-games. How good does he look out there tonight?
You gotta admit, for how hurt he was at the end of that last game a couple weeks ago, he's looking as good as he can be. Obviously, that big frame allows him to not utilize on scrambling so much, but rather being able to throw it deep and find his guys when he needs to.
Seahawks were running on 1st down by Zeno, who's going to get tackled for a loss. Saw Christian Zeno run the ball last week, but it's mostly Bo Osmus who was the lead runner, but he was lined up as a receiver, so we'll see if he'll run the ball, or it looks like he's going to line up as a receiver again. So is this part of a new strategy by the Seahawks tonight?
Well, you got to think that, but also Bo Osmus is one of the best utility football players I've personally seen in my life. Just like a Taysom Hill in the NFL, he can play on multiple different positions, as you can see.
He's one-on-one with Miles Lee, so let's see how that one-on-one matchup goes. 2nd and 14. They'll hand off to Zeno again, and this time he gets a couple yards. That'll set up a 3rd and long.
In a
9:35 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, in a 3rd and long situation here, especially with Leinart back in the lineup with his strong arm, you got to imagine it's going to be something down the field which the Seahawks are going to look for out of the shotgun.
And Santa Monica already in those first 3 drives in this game, man-to-man coverage. It's a little different from their zone coverage, but they're trying to pressure Cole Leinart. So let's see what they have here.
Zeno staying with Leinart as a running back. Osmus lined up on the left side. 3rd and 10. Leinart will throw. Now he throws to the left side, and that pass is... It's like that pass is complete to Tyler Harper.
That was a very close pass there.
Looks like that's not enough for the 1st down, so that's going to be a 4th down. So we'll see if Redondo would go for it. It's marked at the 41, 4th and about a yard, and the Seahawk offense is staying on the field. Gentlemen, is this a good call?
I believe that it is, because, mind you, we're so far into Santa Monica territory that a punt here would likely just go to the end zone anyway. And you got to think, with this very must-win game for the Seahawks, they got to play aggressive.
They'll hand out to Osmus, and he gets the 1st down and more. Bo Osmus, we talked about how he went last week. Picks up the 1st down, and the drive continues.
Yeah. Beautiful run there from Bo. As once again, as I mentioned, that utility aspect of him, that jack of all trade, makes him one of the best athletes I've seen in my life. And how Seahawks are utilizing him here not only as a receiver, but now as a running back to throw off Santa Monica.
And of course, Santa Monica, as soon as they saw Bo Osmus, they had 6 linemen on the line of scrimmage, but 6 wasn't even enough to stop Bo Osmus.
Harper lines up at the bottom of your screen. Bo Osmus lined up at the top. 1st down after the 4th down conversion. Leinart play action. Leinart going through the end zone. That's caught by Harper, and he's going to be in for a Seahawk touchdown. Bryce Harper. Tyler Harper on the catch. And right away, Redondo takes a quick 6-0 lead with 7:59 left in the first quarter.
That is exactly what Redondo needs in a must-win game like this. A quick score gotten off a very, very big play by Cole Leinart and Harper, like you mentioned earlier. This is exactly what they need. They need to keep up this momentum, this pace, if they want to upset Santa Monica tonight.
And that was a great route run by Tyler Harper, who originally ran a dig route, but as soon as he saw Cole Leinart look to his left, he quickly ran an out route, and Tyler Harper was there just in time to catch the ball, and the end zone was right in front of him.
Here's the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Seahawks sending a quick message with 7:59 left in the first quarter. The score is Seahawks 7, Santa Monica 0. And back to that last play, Cole Leinart looking like he didn't miss anything. Perfect block by the offense on the play action. He knew where he was going. Harper make the catch. Actually, I thought he was going for Osmond there, but it was Harper that made the catch.
And yeah, like I previously mentioned, Blevins originally ran a dig route, so he was towards the right side, the center right side of the football field. But all of a sudden, he turned, ran an out route, and he caught the ball by Leinart, and the end zone was right in front of his face. So that was a perfect touchdown and a perfect route.
Matthew, it looks like they're picking up where they left off after their win last week at North High School.
Yeah, and I think a key to that drive was the great play calling by head coach Keith Ellison. Again, without him deciding to go for it on that fourth down, to be aggressive on that first down and to get that touchdown, we probably would just be seeing another Seahawk punt by a passive coach. But Coach Ellison is proving why he's such a great coach in this league.
Meanwhile, a big return there by Parton, number 24. There's a ball, fumbles on the ball. The Seahawks are saying that they have it, but they are going to rule it that he was down.
This might be a really huge play for Redondo.
And it's a fumble on the play recovered by Redondo, and the Seahawks will get the ball back in Santa Monica territory. They say that they had the ball and the referees agreed.
This is a beautiful, beautiful start to the game by the Seahawks. The flock is absolutely loving this. A 7-0 start and then a turnover on the kickoff return. This cannot have gone any better for the Seahawks at the beginning of this game.
And for Santa Monica, I mean, you have to feel bad for Peyton Seals, who's currently leading the team in receiving, and as soon as he caught the ball, he ran through, he was open, but as soon as he got tackled by two guys, as soon as he hit the ground, that ball just slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, the momentum and a big night for Redondo is showing. They're showing it on the field, no doubt about it. After that impressive first drive, now they're back on the field and looking for to get more points. 7:51 remaining in the first. It'll be 1st and 10. Play action, Leinart directing traffic. Now he's going deep, and pass is incomplete. Intended for Harper. Play broken up there by looks like Parton, number 24. It'll be 2nd down, but how impressed are you? Cole Leinart going deep. So we have a replay. Getting Leinart directing traffic, knowing where to go, but unfortunately there was a one-on-one coverage there, and Harper did not win that one.
And one thing I'd like to mention on that play is the great pass protection made by the Seahawks O-line. That's an incredible thing that if they're able to keep up for the rest of this game is going to be a huge factor in them potentially winning.
Meanwhile, a penalty marker is down. Looks like this one might be against Redondo.
Just want to talk about that previous play. We saw Leinart sort of signal the receiver to come back, but of course Esteban Padron saw that signal, and as soon as Leinart threw the ball, Padron was already in front of the wide receiver.
Meanwhile, a false start called against the Seahawks will back them up 5 yards. And gentlemen, last week up at North, we saw the Seahawks get some penalties that hurt their drives, but they did a good job in overcoming those mistakes and were able to win the game big against the Saxons. So it'll be 2nd and 15 after the penalty. They'll hand off to Zeno, who gets a good rush. Zeno 30 inside the 25. Christian Zeno picked up a lot of yards on that play.
Yeah, that draw concept that they utilized there was really an unexpected play call, even from me. And you got to imagine that's why Coach Ellison would want that, just to throw off the Santa Monica team, get them on their back foot, just to start this game.
And that's going to be a 1st down. They're going to give him the 15 yards. So Redondo looking for more blood at the 26, 7:19 and counting here in his opening quarter. Shotgun position for Leinart. He'll hand off to Zeno. Zeno to the left side. Won't get much. In case you joined us late, Redondo got the ball after a 3 and out from their defense, marched down the field, and just moments ago, Esteban Parra, number 24, fumbled the ensuing kickoff, recovered by the Seahawks. And right now, with the score 7-0, they're looking for more points. Matthew, what do the Seahawks have to do here to get into the end zone?
Get to the end zone. They need to keep doing what they've been doing for this game so far. And I would say that's doing what Santa Monica doesn't expect them to do. Since you could say going for it on fourth down on the last drive, or throwing it deep on a seemingly obvious running play on first down. It's just keeping them on their back foot, keeping them on their toes is exactly what the Seahawks need to win. Liner
will roll to his right on second down. He's going to run. Penalty marker in the backfield. And we'll see where this stands as Liner running the ball.
Looks like Santa Monica was on a blitz. I saw 4 linebackers. The split second, he snapped the ball. Those linebackers immediately rushed in.
As we wait the penalties call, we'll see what they call. And it looks like this one might be against the home team. We'll see.
There seems to be some confusion among the refs as we have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter here in Redondo.
Meanwhile, a holding call against the Seahawks will back them up 10 yards. So the second penalty in this quarter by Redondo, and that's going to back them up a little bit farther back.
Now we see Santa Monica reverting back to zone coverage. The previous 3 drives, they were man-to-man. Since we saw it as the linebackers immediately penetrating the line of scrimmage. And we see the 3 high safeties at the back. Redondo has to watch out for that roving spies.
Well, if you're the defense, you may want to watch Cole Liner. He can run it and he can throw it. And it looks like Zeno is going to be on the backfield still. Meanwhile, we have a stoppage of play. It's going to be at the 33. Like there was an error in marking the ball. And we get set here. We'll resume play. Look out for Bo Osmus. He's in motion. And he'll get it to the left side. Bo Osmus showing why he's the best player on the team. Get some yardage back from the penalty.
Yeah, the sheer strength that Bo Osmus has. As soon as he got the ball, he just ran straight towards his offensive line, dodging tackles, pushing through, and that's an automatic perfect play for Bo Osmus.
In last season's matchup against the same team, he had 6 receptions for 76 yards and 2 touchdowns. So this defense remembers him. Let's see if they can stop him.
So far they haven't been, Edward, but I guess if they're able to change the game plan, something might change. But for now, Osmus has proved why so many consider him to be one of the best receivers in this league.
3rd and 8 from the 33.
Man coverage for Santa Monica. They have 5 people in the line of scrimmage.
Liner will throw. Finds Zeno, pass is caught. Try to do something with it. Can't get far, and it'll be a 4th down. So quick stop there after the fumble. No damage done for Santa Monica. And we'll see if the Seahawks will go for it again as we approach 5 minutes left in this opening quarter.
Yeah, it seems to me that, from what I can tell, there's a conversation going on between Leinart and the coaches. Apparently, maybe Leinart might be asking to go for it since the offense is already so hot and not wanting to risk losing the momentum by kicking a field goal and even potentially missing it in tough conditions like this.
And it's 4th and 8, and so it looks like the offense is still going to be in play. It looks like Leinart has 2 choices: either get the automatic 1st down or somehow trick Santa Monica and get the ball through the end zone.
What were you calling this play, Matthew, on 4th down? Would you pass it?
On 4th down, you got to imagine 4th and long, you got to go for a pass here. But as I was about to elaborate, there is a timeout here by Redondo as they're going to talk about strategy here, potentially talk with Leinart, with Coach Allison, and just understand what they want to do here on this play.
Meanwhile, a timeout has been called. 4 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. The score 7-0, Redondo Union. As gentlemen, they're looking very on fire, picking up where they left off last week.
Yeah, you got to admit, this is exactly what you want if you're a Seahawk fan. Seeing this fire in the offense that has been gone for most of the year. And you would think that a major factor of this, again, is the inclusion of X factors like Cole Leinart, who missed the last game, and also Bo Osmus, who has been gone for most of the year.
Julie, let me ask you a question. If you're the Vikings, what do you got to do to change your defensive preparation?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the 2 previous drives in this quarter that Santa Monica in that first drive put in 4, but didn't stop Bo Osmus. But here in this drive prior, they put in 5 players on that line of scrimmage and stopped Christian Zenos from running. So look, throughout this first quarter, they've been playing a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Well, so far that man-to-man coverage hasn't worked, as Leinart was able to find some holes in that defense, as we saw in the last drive, the Harper touchdown pass. And also earlier when he was trying to throw it downfield again. So after the timeout, it'll be 4th and 8 from the 33. They'll need the 21 for the first down. Shotgun position, Leinart will roll through his right. Still has it. Now he's gonna run for it. He may have enough. We'll see how they'll put this one at. And it looks like they might give it to him. Gives exactly 8 yards on 4th down. So another 4th down conversion by Redondo, and they'll keep this drive alive.
Beautiful decision making by Leinart. They designed the play for him to roll to his right and just find an open man. But when that happened, he couldn't find anybody open, so took it into his own hands, using that sneaky athleticism he has and pushing through to get that 8 yards. Really great play from him.
And for the Seahawks, they took the advantage. There was 4 linebackers behind the D line, and Leinart noticed that the right side was pretty open, so that was a great call there by the quarterback.
Go lined up at the running back position. We'll get it going up the middle at the 5. Tackled inside to the 2 near the 1.
Again, that dog that Bo seems to have in him is just coming out right now, as this is what exactly they need, as the Seahawks seem to be hurrying up to the line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to punch this in really quick. Quick no huddle. They'll give it to Bo again, and this time Bo is going to finish it with a touchdown.
Beautiful misdirection there. The Seahawks just stacked the box, took out all the defensive linemen that the Santa Monica had, and then Bo just cut to the right. No one was there and ready for it. That's beautiful play calling by both Bo and Coach Ellison.
And of course, Santa Monica, they didn't expect that quick play, because I saw the players, they were unready. And as soon as they got to the line of huddle, I saw maybe 7 to 8 linemen try and rush to the quarterback, but Bo Osmus saw an opening to the right, and that was a great run play from Bo Osmus.
Well, that's one of the advantages when you do a fast huddle like that, or no huddle, want to throw the defense off. Meanwhile, the point after is no good. Not sure if anyone got a hand on it or the accuracy of it. In the event, 3:40 left in the opening quarter. The score is 13-0 Seahawks. Again, back to that last play, a quick no huddle. And from my point of advantage, it looked like it was going to be a quarterback sneak. We've seen the Seahawks run that before in the goal line, but decided to go with Bo, and he finished it, no questions asked.
And yeah, in that play, I saw that Cole Leinart was under center. Bit of a not everything that we see on every play when they score a touchdown, but Leinart was under center and easily handed the ball up to Bo Osmus for the easy touchdown.
Well, the Seahawks are coming out playing on fire. 13 straight points, 13-0, as we will kick it off back to Santa Monica. Here's the kick. Ball is handled at about the 14. Looks like that's Blake. And it's going to get roughed up at about the 19. So this offense has been on the sideline for pretty much a long time. How concerned is it now, Julius, that they've been on that sideline for a long time?
Well, it'll be concerning. It'll be concerning because they're standing up here on the bench, and it's getting colder every minute here at Redondo Union. But of course, throughout the course of the play, notice that the quarterback for Santa Monica was throwing passes here and there. And as we see them coming out to the field after the O-line, they should be warmed up at this point.
Well, that defense is really tired right now. They've been out there for most of the first quarter. So for Santa Monica Vikings, the best thing to do right now is stay on that field, get some first downs, and give your defense a rest. And we'll see if they're able to do that here on this first play. Man in motion. quick handoff. Penalty marker at the end of the play. Jackson Lee on the run, but we heard that pop on the sideline. And let's see where this one goes on. And Bo Osmond with the tackle. Do we have to ask if he's ready? It looks he's ready to me.
Yeah. I would just say that's the, I believe, third jet sweep we've seen out of Santa Monica today. So maybe their game plan is just to get around the Seahawks' interior defense, which they might be intimidated by, and just run around it, which they're trying right now and not working that well.
Holding on Santa Monica. So that's going to back up the Vikings near their end zone. So dangerous situation right now. Down 13 points. Just committed a penalty. And now you're near your own end zone. Not sure if it's the right time to push that red button and see what they could do.
Redondo Union looks like they're lining up for zone coverage, maybe man-to-man. See Bo Osmus being that high safety, player number 7 with the Guardian cap.
First and 18 following the penalty. Seahawks might show some blitz. Handoff on first down. And I believe that's Blake on the carry. Short gain. As we approach 3 minutes here in the opening quarter. The fireworks started during the pregame, and the fireworks are continuing on the field with the Seahawks. It'll be a 2nd and 15, so they'll pick up 3 yards on that last play. Shotgun position for Santa Monica.
Zone coverage for the Seahawks.
Back to throw. Pass is incomplete. Bingerner, pass intended. Looks like for Blake. Bingerner. Not off to a good start after the good game he had last week.
Yeah, this
Absolutely.
Santa
Last
Monica.
week, 2 touchdowns.
Oh, the Santa Monica team looks almost disjointed and shook up after this hot start by Redondo, as they are not finding themselves their rhythm.
Bingerner on third down. Gets away from the pressure. This time he's not. He's going to meet with a sack. And we know who that is. Mikey Ricardo. And Mr. Ricardo showed his presence with a quarterback sack. Back to the 9-yard line. Now it'll be a 4th down. And the Seahawks will get the ball back with the momentum on their side.
And I'd say a great storyline to focus on early in this game isn't really the great offense that's been shown by Cole Liner and that Bosmus on that offense, but this defense has been incredible for the Seahawks. Not only with that opening 3 and out, but now this basically 3 and out, but not due to a penalty by Santa Monica, showing how they're prepared. They scouted, they did their homework, and now they're able to read Santa Monica and play them off, as that's a very high punt.
And not a good accuracy punt there, and that's going to take a little bit of a Santa Monica bounce, and it'll be down at about the 38-yard line. And the Seahawks will come back out with 1:49 left in the first quarter. Matthew, you mentioned about this defense. We saw the first 2 games of this season where they allowed over 60 points in losses to El Dorado and then Maricosta here in the early season. But lately, the defense has allowed half of those points. And we know they did allow 30 points in their loss of Torrance, but last week only gave up 6. So you're right about this defense. It's not just the offense that stepped up, but I believe the defense has kept them in games so far this season, despite that 0-2 start.
Yes, there's clearly been a culture and mentality shift in both sides of that locker room. As we can tell, that this team is now united. This team now is fighting for the common goal.
Meanwhile, Adrian Ortiz on the pass from Liner. Adrian Ortiz, who's been out with injury, make his presence here. Big gain, and it'll be 1st and goal for Redondo.
Great post route by Ortiz, and he was wide open, beat his man early. Liner saw him, threw a really nice spiral to Ortiz, and that was an easy 1st down for Redondo.
He's one of the big receivers for Cole Liner in Bo Osman's absence, and he actually missed some time, and good to have him back out there. They'll hand off to, it is a handoff to Zeno. Gets away from a tackle near the line of scrimmage.
And focusing on that last passing play to Ortiz that we mentioned earlier, I would say that that's a great job by the Seahawks offense in convincing Santa Monica that they were going to run it. Because looking at the field, I think almost everyone on that Santa Monica defense was already selling out on the run. So when Leinart pulled that ball back and dropped back to throw, it shocked everybody, not just everyone in the fans, but the people on the field for Santa Monica as well.
And one thing about Adrian Ortiz, he's listed as 6'4", so his height gives him an advantage at that tight end position. Play action by Leinart. Leinart finds Brock Herrera, and this time it's going to be another touchdown. Touchdown. Brock Herrera with a touchdown reception, and the Seahawks are blowing away here early in the first quarter. The score will bring up to 19-0.
Yeah, it's that motion concept that the Seahawks are running now that seems to be working very well for them. It seems to be catching Santa Monica off guard, not knowing which way Leinart's going to want to throw it. As you saw earlier, he just motioned to his right, found the open man, and made the easy read. Beautiful, beautiful football here by Coach Ellison and the rest of the Seahawks.
Almost like a jet sweep, but instead it was a pass.
Here's the extra point attempt. Remember, they missed the last one, and this time they do make up for it. And with 42 seconds in the first quarter, the score is Redondo 20, Santa Monica 0.
Yeah, this is, again, I hate to keep reiterating this, but this is shocking from what we saw earlier from the Seahawks. This team is united. This team has a common goal, and they're executing on their plan perfectly. Santa Monica does not know what to expect. They clearly didn't scout properly as the Seahawks are catching them off guard with this high-intensity offense and the stonewall of a defense.
And I know something very interesting. Santa Monica here in this first quarter, they never made it past their own 40, while for Redondo, they started at their 40 after each and every punt. All three resulted in a touchdown.
Well, we'll see what the Vikings will do here as they'll get another opportunity to return this kickoff. Blake will return it at about the 13, rolls to his right side at the 20, and that's going to be far enough as he goes. So Santa Monica will get another offensive opportunity. And we mentioned about this series note here. In 5 meetings against Santa Monica, Redondo has won 5 in a row against his Vikings. You and I talked about this before we went on air, Matthew. How much of a psychological effect does it take knowing that you're playing a team that's beat you 5 times in a row?
You've got to think this has to make a massive psychological effect on Santa Monica. Because as I've mentioned before, it doesn't matter if you're playing football, chess, basketball, hockey, whatever it might be. If someone has beaten you in the 5 previous encounters you've had, that's going to play a massive impact on how you attack that game.
First down pass, intercepted! Intercepted! Lincoln Esparza down inside the 5. First and goal, Redondo.
Beautiful, beautiful play there by Lincoln Esparza. Read the quarterback's eyes to perfection and just used that incredible vertical to jump up, snag the ball out of midair, and make that interception and almost get a pick 6 out of it.
And man, you may be right. Santa Monica losing 5 straight in a row. It's probably pinned to their heads right now.
Seahawks now huddling up. And mind you, this is still the first quarter, and the Seahawks are up by 20. This is an offensive explosion that I don't think anyone saw coming tonight, even the most diehard of Seahawks fans.
We saw Redondo go 9-3 last season. We know they struggled with the injuries. Many say that this would have been a different record with this team healthy, but they got healthy at the right time. They got all their main players back, and it showed right now with a 20-0 lead. And we're still in the first quarter, just 27 seconds left. Hand up to Ball on first down, and Ball's going to take it in for another touchdown. The Seahawks are cooking here on homecoming night. With 24 seconds left, it's 26-0.
Yeah, the stars happen to align for tonight. 26-0, 4 touchdowns for the Seahawks, and Bo Osmus already with 2 in his first quarter.
As I've mentioned so many times on this broadcast in my short time here, Bo Osmus is such an X factor on this offense. We've seen it with those 2 touchdowns, with those long run plays where he should have been tackled 5-10 yards earlier, but he uses that inner fight he has in him, that athletic ability he has to push through and keep this offense moving forward.
The extra point is good. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is Seahawks 27, Santa Monica 0. We have a great crowd here tonight on homecoming, and they're very excited to see their Seahawks on fire.
And you got to feel for the defensive side for Santa Monica. They've been on the field 10 times more times than the offense, and I would just imagine that the defensive players are probably exhausted at this point.
Yeah, again, like you mentioned with exhaustion, that's the thing about football. If one team keeps dominating on one side of the ball, that means that the defense that always has to play against them is slowly going to get worn down and worn down and worn down, leading to massive blowouts, which could potentially be a result.
Yeah, we'll see if Santa Monica can do something to at least get back in this game, and Blake's going to pick it up, running towards the middle, now to the left side, tackle near the 22-23 yard line, and I believe that was Maxwell O'Hara on the return. Just came out of nowhere and picked that one up. And here comes Santa Monica trying to get something going.
Still haven't made it past that 40-yard line.
And yeah, we see the Seahawks defense here lining up, and even from up here in the stands, I can see how much the defense is loving this. I'm seeing high fives. I'm seeing them conversating with each other, and it's this positive energy that's been missing for most of the Seahawks here. And this is exactly what a championship-winning team would need: this positive energy, this unity against their common enemy, and today being Santa Monica.
Hand off on first down. Looks like that's Blake, and going to be denied. Defense was there right away, and looks like that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. And what an impressive 12 minutes we saw here in this game. We reached the end of one with the score, the Seahawks 27, Vikings 0. As we see teams switch sides for the second quarter, I want to get your reaction. I'll start with you, Matthew. What are you seeing impressive so far with Redondo?
I mean, can I say everything? The offense has been explosive. They've had the long run plays when they need, with Bo Osmus and Zeno being those 2 dogs in the backfield. And they've also had the pass game, which has often been the weak point of this offense, been led by the 3-star recruit Cole Leinart, as this is just what the Seahawks have been missing all year in offense. And now when looking on defense for the Seahawks, it's been a stonewall. I believe that Santa Monica hasn't even gotten a first down yet. This is just all-around dominance in the first quarter by the Seahawks.
Julius, if you're the Vikings, what do you tell your team right now, knowing that you got down big really fast?
I would tell them to keep their heads up and keep on playing, because, again, we still had 3 more quarters of football left. Although they were down by 27-0, if I was the coach, I'll keep telling my players to keep their head up, do what you have to do, and just hit hard.
We mentioned at the beginning of the game that this was a big matchup here in the Pioneer League, as the Seahawks are trying to fight for a playoff berth. We mentioned that Santa Monica came in tonight tied with the Torrance Tartars for first place. Right now, with 11 minutes left in the second quarter, Torrance is up 20-0 on South. So bad news has gotten worse. If you're Santa Monica, you're losing here, and the other team that you're chasing is winning.
Yeah, that's got to be a demoralizer on the sidelines, as even in games that that teams struggle with, they're still able to unite under one good thing. Maybe the team that they're trying to outcompete is doing bad.
Minier going deep. Pass is caught. Pass was caught by, looks like, Griffin Glowacki. I'm sorry, that was Peyton Seals. So their first completion of 10 yards or more of the night. And Santa Monica with a much-needed first down as we begin the second period here.
Yeah, Benjamin, although he was heavily under pressure, just didn't panic. The composure of the quarterback. Saw a player open on the left side, threw it, and of course, although it was the first down, still a second down.
So after the first down completion, it's the first down. Shotgun position. And a high snap. There's a fight for it, picked up by Santa Monica. And they're going to get a huge loss on that one. Saul Buendia picked up the fumble, and my goodness, Julius, bad situation continues for Santa Monica.
Yeah, I mean, that play caught me by surprise. Even the quarterback, Benjinger, was surprised. We saw his reaction. As soon as he clapped for the ball just went high up, and then he jumped, and he merely ran backwards. And man, Santa Monica, the pressure's on him tonight.
Well, two things. It was either a miscommunication on the call or the count, or there was an issue with the snap, or something happened with the ball. But in any event, it's a loss of 2. Fortunately, they got some yardage. They'll throw on second down. That pass is caught by Miles Lee. So they got some yardage, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, there seemed to be almost a miscommunication between Lee and the quarterback on Santa Monica, as it was almost thrown behind him. You got to imagine, in such a downing situation, like being down 27 only in the second quarter, there's got to be some tensions beginning to rise in Santa Monica's huddle. As you got to imagine, at this point in time, they're just very angry, and they're going to want to lash out, whether it be at each other or on the Seahawks. We'll have to see.
Brings up third down. Binger gets away. Now he's going to throw deep. One-on-one coverage. That pass is incomplete. A penalty marker is down. Pass is incomplete, intended for Lee, but a lot of contact there between him and it looks like Nathan Horta, number 22, and they might call interference on Redondo.
Yeah, Horta, I saw him at the end of that play beating himself up, knowing once he saw that yellow marker that the penalty was called on him. It was physical defense, but in my opinion, nothing insane enough to warrant a flag, but the ref saw otherwise, and it's going to be 15 yards for Santa Monica.
And Nathan Horta just had his hands all over the receiver, and very unfortunate for him.
So it'll be pass interference on Redondo, as we mentioned. That's going to give them a good yardage penalty-wise and a first down. I believe that's their second first down of the game for Santa Monica.
The Vikings are going to go air raid here, man in motion.
Binger gets away. Now he's going to run, and he's out of bounds near the 50. Oh, and some contact on the sideline. Oh, careful. Big screen TV there. And it looks like, yeah, they saved it, so they'll still be able to watch.
Thank goodness for that.
A very expensive TV down there, that's for sure. I hate to pick up the bill if something were to happen to it, Julius.
Well, that's a pretty expensive TV from our view, and player accidentally nudged it. So yeah, that TV is very important for both teams, as it shows you the previous plays, the analysts, what they have to do, and they have to find solutions for that.
I think that's the same TV I use for my Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and measure it. In any event, it's second down. Here comes the pressure. Ball is loose on the ground. Picked up by the Seahawks. Brock Herrera is going to take it to the house for a touchdown.
What a great scoop and score to snatch back that momentum that they were slowly gaining back by Santa Monica. Brock Herrera not allowing that. Right when he saw the ball on the ground, he saw blood. He just grabbed it, and took it back to the house. Beautiful, beautiful heads-up football by Herrera.
In this drive, every play that Santa Monica has called, for some reason, the offensive line just broke. At least one or two players broke to that O-line, and in this play, the O-line just completely collapsed. Does Brock Herrera retrieve that ball for fumble recovery and a touchdown.
And again, Matthew, you got to credit that Redondo defense for that pressure. Again, you see the fumble, then Herrera at the right place at the right time picks it up, and he takes it home for another 6 points. Here's the point after attempt, and it is good. So with 9:25 left in the first half, the score is Redondo Union 34, Santa Monica 0. Boy, the Seahawks have been cooking since the start of this game.
They have been playing phenomenally great. I mean, there's no word in the dictionary of how well they played this game, and the fans are surprised. They're happy. Emotions are on high, and meanwhile for Santa Monica, they're trying to figure out what's going on.
In a year where we thought we might have a more of a downing homecoming game, where people feared, oh no, the team might not be good enough this year to pull through. It's the opposite for the first, 1.5 quarters, and now we're going to see, can the Seahawks maintain this momentum, keep this 34-point lead for the rest of this 2.5 quarters, as we're going to see Blevins kick it off again. 9:25 left in the
And
second.
if you're Santa Monica right now, what is your mindset knowing that you're down 34 points and still plenty of time left to play?
Again, I will have to tell my players to keep their head up, because as soon as they keep their head down, they will forget about the game and they'll think, oh, we'll just have to get ready for the next game. But for both teams, this game is very important. So Santa Monica still has that fight in them. And
Meanwhile, a fumble picked up by Santa Monica. And again, the disaster continues there for the Vikings. Jackson Nelson just fumbled it. He luckily went back to grab it and ran with it. Did get some yardage back, but again, we've seen what's happened so far in this game.
And like I was continuing, that there's still 2 quarters left in this game, but after that play, you know, the dominoes just keep falling on Santa Monica.
You know, we see the fire department here on the field tonight. I think if you're Santa Monica, you may want to give a call to have them put out this fire, because the Seahawks are just rolling right now.
Yeah, and I also see some luxury team sports cars over on the track. Maybe that's what the Seahawks are going to get tonight as a reward for this beautiful performance of football.
I called dibs on the red one, just to let you know, gentlemen. On first down, a nice run there by Santa Monica. It's like that's Saul Buendia.
Yeah,
out of bounds near the 30.
And yeah, great run there by Buendia. Of course, a bit of a swing route almost. And of course, with that high, he managed to dodge a few here and there Redondo Seahawks. But of course, it is automatic first down. So remember, Buendia, the leading rusher for this Viking offense. So hopefully we'll see him get a lot of balls tonight.
What's going to be interesting to see is, will the Seahawks take their foot off the gas? Will they try to coast from here and with this 34-point lead, just try to take it easy, not risk any injuries, and just make it home with a seemingly unstoppable lead at this point in time? Or are they going to keep the pressure? Are they going to keep the attack on Santa Monica like they have been so far?
And a timeout has been called by Santa Monica. Vikings with 9:08 left in the first half with a 34-0 lead as we approach halftime. And we mentioned before how important this game is. A win by Redondo will put their league record to 2-1. They'll be tied for second place. And Torrance, keep in mind, Torrance did beat Redondo a couple of weeks ago here, 34-24. So with 2 games to go, it might be very interesting to see who wins this Pioneer League with these 3 teams.
You're absolutely right. There is a possibility that we might have a 3-way for first place unless Torrance loses the next 3 games. And really, when it comes to the CIF section playoffs, there are automatic bids and there are at-large bids. Right now, Redondo Union, they are at an at-large. But if they lose this game, their possibility of going to CIF drastically goes down.
And the Seahawks don't want that to happen with the way they're playing. They want their season alive. After the timeout on first down, Lee, with his speed, cuts the corner out of bounds near the 40.
And finally, some positive plays going on for the Santa Monica offense. This is the first time all game where they've had 2 consistent long plays, pass or run, that weren't as a result of penalty. And if they can keep this up, if they can keep this momentum of 8, 9, 10-yard runs, this could be what is the spark plug for them and starts a change in this game.
And I know the deficit is big right now, but Santa Monica, for them, one thing they got to do is they have to just keep playing. And meanwhile, a tackle for loss on the backfield. That last tackle made by Cooper Burns just came out of nowhere. And again, defense red hot. And Santa Monica, they just have to just play and see what happens.
And yeah, like I previously mentioned, the offensive line for the Vikings have been collapsing for each drive, each play. But the past 2 plays, although they're both running plays, the O-line has been pretty great. But just this play, Cooper Burns somehow snuck to the O-line, and that was a great tackle there.
Be a 3rd down, 3rd and 5 at the 35. They'll need the 41 for a first down. And they'll run it on 3rd down, and they're not going to go anywhere. Again, the defense looking for the ball.
Redondo Union, of course, earlier in the season, we're running a lot of zone coverage plays, but here tonight in this game against Santa Monica, happened all man-to-man, 3-4, 3-5 hybrids, and looks like the punting team seems to be coming in.
And yeah, like you mentioned earlier, switching it up. That's a key thing I've focused on this game. Whether it be on defense, on offense with the formations they run, on defense with the type of coverage they run. They're just flipping the script entirely today, and Santa Monica has so far had basically no positive reaction to it.
Well, it looks like the Vikings will punt. Last man coming in, Zeno near his 36-yard line. And we'll see how far this punt goes on 4th and 5. Keep in mind they had a punt block last week in the victory over the Saxons. And that punt is blocked! Blocked again! Picked up by the Seahawks, and it's another touchdown!
Is that the opposite of a commentator's curse?
Does that mean I get credit for calling that or no?
I think you need at least partial credit for that one, Edward.
Maybe they'll give you one of those convertibles out there.
I did call for the red one because it's my favorite color.
I look better in black.
I can't believe what we're seeing here. 40 straight points, and we still have 7 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Still the first half, ladies and gentlemen.
This is unbelievable. In my entire 3.5 years now at RUHS, I've never seen Redondo have this dominant of a performance. I'm absolutely loving it. Maybe me and the good luck charm. Maybe we should keep it up.
Here's a point after attempt. With 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half. And ladies and gentlemen, the score is 41-0. And Matthew, let me just point this out. This is the highest points that Redondo Union has scored this season. They scored 34. Scored 35 a couple of weeks ago at Banning. They put up 34 last week against the Saxons, and now they put up 41, but we still have a lot of time left to play.
41 in less than 2 quarters. This is an incredible offensive performance shown by Redondo, but I want to make sure we don't underemphasize the defensive performance here. Mind you, it's not 41-20, 41-34, it's 41-0. This is a shutout going on by the Redondo defense. This is football at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
And I guess something happened the last game against North Torrance, scoring 34 points. They already scored more points than not just last week, but the previous games. And so something must have woken up last week.
Well, last week they actually had the opposing team, the Saxons, blanked until near the end of the game. So I'm sure they wanted the 0 final, but now they still have it here. And we'll see what happens from here on out as the kickoff picked up again by Santa Monica. And I believe that might be O'Hara on the return. And the Vikings will go back to work on first down 41-0.
And if I were a Vikings player or a Vikings fan, I don't know how I'd feel right now. Because I'm looking at my team, down 41 points in the second quarter, and I'm looking at a student section that has music playing, that's loving their life on a homecoming weekend. And I would think, how are we ever going to get out of this hole that we dug ourselves in?
And of course, you mentioned Edward in the first quarter. The defense, they were in the field more times and they're pretty worn out. But now here in the second quarter, the offense was in the field more than the defense.
It'll be 1st and 10. They're going a handoff. Oh, he gets away. Fernandez on the carry.
Almost like a fullback dive concept there, which normally sees maybe 2 or 3 yards gained down the middle. But Fernandez, shockingly, able to take it to the left and actually gain some more plus yardage there. You got to give him credit.
Once again, man-to-man coverage. Redondo Union had 4 players on the line of scrimmage. Usually they'll have 3 and a linebacker slightly behind the linemen. So, like you said, Matt, changes have to be made, and it is working completely well for the Seahawks tonight.
2nd and 7, 6:18 and counting here in the first half. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Keep in mind, Santa Monica got the ball first, so Redondo will get it to start the third quarter. On 2nd down, pass by Binger, complete to Chandler Pasinger. And looks like almost a little bit of a delay there on the hit. Luckily, there was no penalty as we have a replay.
That curl route there ran by them seems to be the only thing that's been working for their passing game all week. Because the Redondo safeties have been playing very conservatively, letting them get the short gains just to make sure they don't get burnt over the top for a big gain.
It looks like Redondo going with a 4-3 defense. They'll pass. Now he's going deep, and he's got somebody open, and they do. Pass is caught by Peyton Seals. Somehow he beat his defender. They got a big play, and that really fired up the Vikings sideline as they get their first trip into near the red zone here tonight.
That was a great route ran by Peyton Seals, who's currently leading the team in receiving. An out route just ran straight, and Bellinger decided to go, you know what? I'm going to throw deep for this play. Saw an open receiver, and Peyton Seals just ran past by his man, and it's a tremendous first down here for the Vikings.
One thing I want to emphasize on that play, if you looked at the bottom of your screen on the replay, you would see Miles Lee, number 2. He absolutely burned the corner, but unfortunately for Seahawks fans, the quarterback for Santa Monica did not see that, so thankfully it wasn't a touchdown.
Going again on the right side. This time pass is dropped, intended for Paysinger. And a penalty marker coming in at the end of the play. Looks like a little bit of extra activity after the play there, Julius.
Yeah, player number 12 for Santa Monica, Chandler Paysinger. A little butterfingers. Dropped the ball out of his hands, but we are now waiting upon the referee to see what that yellow flag is about.
And let me ask you this question, Matthew. Do you see frustration coming out of Santa Monica?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, when you're frustrated, you can't act straight, you can't act normal. Things that used to be like the second nature to you, easy, become almost impossible. And we're seeing that they're embodied by the butterfingers, like mentioned earlier by Julius, by that receiver. Easiest pass of his life just went out of his hands.
And of course, the penalty was called against Redondo for a face mask, so Santa Monica with a huge opportunity to score, to get some points on the board.
They definitely need to get some points on the board here as they go on first down on the run. Looks like that run by Buendia, and it's going to be ruled out near the 5.
And a lot of sweeps being ran by Santa Monica, Matt.
Yeah, that's like one of the few things that I mentioned that they've been able to beat the Seahawks at, and that's getting to the outside and getting like moderate gains of maybe 5-8 yards. If they're able to continue with that later on in the game, they might be able to get a rally going. But again, big plays is what they need, like they had earlier on in this drive with that to get them in the red zone.
Yeah, and I think right now with Santa Monica, their best thing to do is get some points and then try to get a little bit of momentum to try at least to climb back in this game. Meanwhile, see the pressure and throws it away out of bounds.
Absolute airmail there as he had really nothing going for him.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure heading towards Bingerner, and he just had to throw it away.
That was Jaden Jett, the defensive lineman for Redondo, who was super close on tackling Behringer for the sack, but luckily the quarterback just let the ball loose, but unfortunately it was out of bounds.
Yeah, it might be a possible 4th down territory here as the Vikings are trying to get 7 instead of 3, so don't be surprised if they go for it here on 4th down if they need to. Third and goal from the 7. Benjerner will throw out to the left side. He's got someone there, but can't make the pass completion intended for Jackson Lee.
Yeah, and on that pass, he seemed rushed to throw it. As that's been the case for most of this game, the O-line for Santa Monica was not able to hold. The Seahawks were about to get to him, forcing the quarterback to just throw it out into the receiver before he was ready, with it miscommunication happening and ultimately an incomplete pass.
Bottom of miscommunication between the quarterback and wide receiver. Of course, the quarterback, when he threw that ball, the ball was towards the left of the receiver. So if that receiver might look to his left a second sooner, that potentially might have been a touchdown.
As I said, don't be surprised because they are going for it here. Benjerner on 4th down, overthrows and cannot make the grab. Looks like that was for Miles Lee. And again, Miles Lee is listed at 6'1", so right play, but unfortunately we're not able to complete it.
Yeah, that would have been a big momentum shift. A 4th down conversion at the goal line, getting a touchdown, getting points on the board for Santa Monica finally. That might have actually changed the tide of this game. But again, the Seahawks defense stays strong.
And yeah, Miles Lee, we saw him jump, try to catch her with one hand. And of course, immediately after that play, he looked directly at his quarterback, and we saw him motioning towards his quarterback as like, dude, the pass was too high. So a lot of motions going through that Santa Monica sideline right now.
Meanwhile, here comes the Redondo offense, and it looks like Brady Groh is checking in at quarterback. So Liner might be done for the night. We're not sure about that yet, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, Groh is in. We'll get some playing time on first down. Handoff on first down. Looks like that's Riley. Jerome Riley, haven't seen much most of the season. Saw him last week. He had 7 carries for 46 yards.
It's really these guys that we haven't been seeing much this season that are now making a big impact, like Riley. And now, like you mentioned earlier with Brady Groh, is this potentially load management for Cole Leinart, or is Coach Ellison just so confident in the team that he's willing to give the sophomore some reps here?
Well, this is a big night. We mentioned homecoming, and Riley will get it again on first down. This time, tackle for about 1 or 2 yards. We mentioned Brady Groh filled in for the injured Leinart last week. He went 5 for 7 for 128 and 2 touchdowns.
As I'm looking on the field now, I'm seeing a lot of sophomores and juniors that normally don't get to see playtime. You look at the top of your screen, you got Brogan Blevins there, junior, straight off of junior varsity, now on varsity. And yeah, it seems to me it's going to be a bit of the underclassmen here making the name for themselves in front of the Friday Night Lights.
Riley again on another carry, and a penalty marker comes in. We'll see if this lasts. It's enough for a first down. We'll see what they call here on the penalty.
Yeah, Jarrell Riley, this play in the previous play, saw him a bit tiptoeing towards the run. And, of course, our previous play, Jarrell Riley almost was wide open before he got tripped up. But, yeah, just reminded me of Bambi. Tiptoeing through the defense, passing dodges.
And looks like this was going to come back, so that run will not count. Holding penalty called on Redondo Union. So that's going to back them up 10 yards to the 27.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting drive, which mostly, mind you, in the NFL or even in college, you don't get to see this much. But these are guys who never get a chance to make a name for themselves in front of all the fans here. But now this is their chance on homecoming week to make a name for themselves, make their spot heard, maybe prove why they deserve more reps next year when they become juniors and seniors.
Really will get the carry again, but this time will be denied. Now, we mentioned Brady Groh. We've seen him in relief situations this season. Last week, he had his first start of the season. Mentioned 5 of 7 for 128, 2 touchdowns. He also had 3 rushes for 35 yards. So last week, he didn't have to carry much of the offense because a lot of the main players on offense really helped him.
And as we just saw there, something interesting I'd like to mention out. Number 13 went in for number 39. For those of you at home, that is number 39, Brogan Blevins, the junior, coming in for his brother, number 13, the senior, Parker Blevins. Just little stuff like that is why I love football and why I love high school football, as we see families coming together for this beautiful sport.
Meanwhile, another running back carrying for Redondo, and that's Rocky Martinez. And we've seen him so far this season. He has some big games, including a couple of weeks ago against Banning.
And you're absolutely right, Rocky Martinez, only a sophomore, and he's the backup running back for the Seahawks. Great to see him getting some minutes here in this game.
Yeah, this could be a really fun dynamic for this game. Seeing sophomores and juniors who never get a chance on the field once again to make a name for themselves. This is, again, why high school football has that X factor. Even in seeming blowout games, we still get fun storylines to play out.
Meanwhile, a 3-and-out by Redondo, a rare 3-and-out first of the night. And you see that punt taking a Redondo bounce at the 21-yard line. So with 58 seconds left in the half, it's 41-0. We'll see if Santa Monica will try to go for some points here or just kneel and go into the locker room and see what they'll do for the second half.
Yeah, mind you, 58 seconds left in the second quarter, gone by far faster than the first due to the more teams willing to round the clock. And if this keeps going, it's going to be hard to imagine if the Seahawks are going to be able to lose this one. But again, I don't want to make a commentator's curse. I'm going to knock on wood and pretend like I didn't just say that.
And yes, for Santa Monica, they had actually a chance in the previous drive to score a touchdown, but after a 4th down conversion, and they just couldn't get that aura in them, that final edge. And it looks like a whistle hasn't blown here.
It looks like a timeout has called by the Vikings, so that's their second of the half. getting timeout called by Santa Monica College, Santa Monica High School. Sorry.
And
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. Just continuing. Notice that the quarterback for Santa Monica, Elliot Bengener, had only one deep pass, and it was caught for a huge gain. And the rest of the plays that Santa Monica has run were either jet sweeps, rushes, or almost like a West Coast type of passes, a short pass, but easy gains.
Yeah, we also seen the deep passes so far tonight. A lot of them by Cole Leinert. Again, he missed last week's game. Practiced good this week. We saw him in pregame warm-ups. He looked good to go.
Yeah, Leinart, this is probably the best I've seen him all season. His throws have been on point. And if you remember earlier on in this game, when it was 4th and 8 and the Seahawks wanted to go for it, he used his legs. He willed this team on his back, and he was able to lead them with that first down, which has been a story of this game. Seahawks willing each other, lifting each other up, and coming together as a unit to make this a dominant performance by them.
Meanwhile, the last carry by Buendia, and clock continues to clock at 39-38. Be a 3rd and 7 for Santa Monica. And how about this Redondo squad just came out on fire since the kickoff.
Defensive line almost switching and shifting for matchup purposes.
3rd and 7. See what they'll do here as the clock continues to tick down.
Down to
Might be the last play, and looks like a timeout will be called. So that's the last of the half for Santa Monica.
Sorry for butting in there, but now, mind you, for those of you at home who can't see, there's only 10 seconds left in this second quarter. What else is Santa Monica going to be able to come up with? It seems like nothing is clicking for them.
I just want to mention that the timeout has been called by the quarterback, Elliot Bengener. Prior to that timeout, him and the wide receiver, player number 12, Chandler Paisinger, were communicating, trying to figure out what they were going to do. And thus, it seems to be that in result, Bengener called a timeout to figure out what kind of play that they have to do.
And we see some of the Mustangs move. Julius, how many times I have to tell you to not leave your car there? Your keys, you left them in there.
Oh, no. It looks like they're all Mustangs, Edward.
Wow.
For the viewers out there on the left side of the screen, we have some open-top convertibles.
Yeah, I think I left my keys in there as well.
Leave any like snacks in there for them?
Ooh.
Oh, I hope they do. I mean, it's going to be a good ceremony at halftime. Stay tuned for that.
Yes, of course.
Cheeseburger sounds really good right now.
I could go for a hot dog, cheeseburger, anything really. But
Well, Julius will get it. It's on the house for him, I guess. I'm not sure. You going to buy for us?
Ah. I know McDonald's have that Big Mac family deal going on.
they do.
I think I'll be going there after the game. We'll see. 3rd and 7 as we resume play. 10 seconds left. And they'll just hand it off to Lee. And Lee with a great running out of bounds. And 4 seconds left. Actually, 3 seconds. And looks like he was tackled in bounds as the clock hits 0. Santa Monica don't have any timeouts, and it is going to be halftime. So we reach halftime. Our halftime score is Redondo 41, Santa Monica 0. It's actually looks like the officials are actually calling the players back to the sideline, so we might have just one more play before the half.
Come on, just let them go, man. It's like 4 seconds. Just let them take a breather, take some icy hot. Just let them go. There we go. They are beautiful.
Yeah, actually now they're saying it's time for the half. So
Thank you.
You can enjoy your hot dog now, there, Matthew. I would say hold off on it real quick. Well, here's the scenario here. Redondo's going into the locker room. Meanwhile, Santa Monica's still on their sidelines. Not sure if they have to come back or not.
Now this is
We did
bizarre.
we did see an official tell the team to come back, but then they went off again, and now looks like Santa Monica is going into the locker room, so it is halftime.
This is some strategies you got to call you sometimes in late overtime games when a play is ran and the home team appears to win, but without officials confirming, they might just encourage the fans to storm the field, make it impossible for the play to resume. And that seems to be what Redondo's doing here, but obviously in a less high-stakes situation.
And Julius, really quick, what did you see about the first half that impressed you?
Both the offense and the defense for Redondo, came into the game guns up, and they were firing off the first half. They've been hitting the quarterback hard. Wide receivers were being open. And just overall, Redondo Union has completely blew me away.
And Matthew, really quick, what's your thoughts on the first half so far?
First half so far has been one of utter domination by the Seahawks. One which I hate to reiterate, but it's something I've never seen out of this team. They seem possessed almost by spirits in order to just dominate on this homecoming weekend and send this home crowd of flocks absolutely joyous.
And once again, our halftime score is 41-0. Stay tuned here to Redondo Sports. We'll be back for the second half. Enjoy halftime.
Welcome, Seahawks, to the homecoming halftime show and 120th celebration of Redondo Union High School. Thank you for being here to share this incredible evening with us. Without further ado, let's kick off the show. First, let's extend our deepest appreciation to our school board members. These individuals work tirelessly behind the scenes, and their devotion does not go unnoticed. Thank you to our school board president, Dan Elder, Vice President Byung Cho, Board Clerk Raymer Flynn, Board Member Han Archer, Board Member Rachel Silverman Nemeth, and Student Board Member Keely Gould. We would not be here without your hard work and dedication to our students. Let's give a round of applause to our school board members and let them know how much we appreciate all they do for our district. We are grateful to have Mayor Jim Light and would like to recognize City Council members Brad Waller, Paige Calderovic, and Scott Brent. Thank you so much for all of your dedication to our community. We are so grateful for all of you, and we hope you have a wonderful night filled with Seahawk pride with us. Please welcome California State Senator Ben Allen. Thank you for always putting students first. On behalf of the entire Redondo Beach Unified School District family, we express our sincere gratitude. Next, let's give a warm welcome to our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Nicole Wesley. We are grateful for her outstanding contributions to our Redondo Beach community. Thank you for being here tonight and showing your support for our Seahawks. Now, put your hands together for our proud principal, Mr. Brown. Thank you for your dedication in fostering a safe and supportive learning environment for our students here at RUHS. We appreciate all that you do. Next, it's time to honor our Redondo alumni and Community Honorary Award winner of 2025, Mrs. Deborah Hodges. Ms. Deb is a lifelong Redondo Beach resident who dedicates her time to helping ASB in both logistical services and creative decisions. During her time here, Ms. Deb has helped arrange the RUHS school rallies, dances, and more. Outside of RUHS, Mrs. Deb is a proud member of her family. Tonight she is joining 2025, Mr. Chaffins. Mr. Chaffins has worked at Redondo for 31 years as a social studies teacher and is a lifelong Redondo Beach resident. He is the coach of our CIF winning girls volleyball team, and he himself is an RUHS alumni of both the volleyball and tennis programs. In addition to his work, Mr. Chaffins is a proud husband and father to Redondo alumni and students respectively. Tonight, we would like to honor and thank Mr. Chaffins for his 31 years of service to the Redondo community. We would like to give a big shout out to South Bay Ford for donating these beautiful convertibles to create an amazing halftime celebration. Now it's time to announce our 2025 homecoming court. Starting with our freshman homecoming court. Now on to our sophomores on homecoming court. First up, we have sophomore Joshua Wang. Joshua is a proud member of the beach volleyball, indoor volleyball, and soccer teams. Tonight, Joshua is joined by his parents. Joshua is grateful for his incredibly kind and supportive teacher, Mrs. Waddell, walking the carpet with him today. On the other side, Joshua loves being a Seahawk because of the school's generous 10-minute passing periods. Next is sophomore Maria Rosso. Maria is a proud member of varsity flag football and soccer teams. Tonight, Maria is with her mom, dad, brother, and sister. Maria's favorite part about being a Seahawk is all of the fun activities and opportunities here at Redondo. Next is our junior homecoming court. Congratulations to Koa Scott. Koa is joined today by his dad and Miss Duran. Koa has had Miss Duran for 2 years and considers her his favorite teacher. Beyond the classroom, Koa is a proud member of the boys' beach and indoor volleyball team. where students are able to pursue different interests. Outside of the classroom, Abby is an ASB head hawk, a member of the girls' varsity indoor and beach volleyball teams. Lastly, we have our senior homecoming court. Our first senior to be recognized is Mateo Figueroa. Tonight, Mateo is joined by his parents, grandparents, and teacher, Miss Jones. Mateo chose Miss Jones because Miss Jones always had an open door and helped him acclimate to RUHS when he transferred. Mateo is actively involved in varsity cross country and track. Mateo is excited to be a part of the Redondo community with lots of school spirit. Next up, we have Ava Anzavino. Ava's taking the field with her parents, brother, and teacher, Mrs. Easton. Ava chose Mrs. Easton because she has been a fantastic role model throughout her high school career. Outside of the classroom, Ava is the captain of Varsity Sideline Cheer, the editor-in-chief of the High Tide newspaper, alongside editor and social media manager of the Compass Literary Magazine. In addition to her many accomplishments, Ava appreciates the diverse student body and school pride at RUHS. Now on the field, we have Lucas De La Torre with his mom, dad, sister, and Miss Drafton. Lucas chose Miss Drafton to walk with him because she's a great model for him. She's a great campus leader. At RUHS, Lucas is the ASB treasurer, a member of the football team and the wrestling team. Lucas loves being a Seahawk because of the wonderful sense of family, community, and brotherhood RUHS offers. Congratulations to Luca Artica. She is joined tonight by her mom, dad, and Miss Keller. Luca chose to walk with Miss Keller because she was an amazing teacher for Luca and has always made an effort to make personal connections with each of her students. Luca is the senior class secretary and founding president of the Aspiring Nurses Club. Luca is thankful for all of her family, but particularly for her mother, who has been a teacher at Redondo for 22 years. Next is Bo Osmus. Tonight, Bo is joined by his mom, dad, and principal, Mr. Brown. Bo chose Mr. Brown to walk with him tonight, as he not only does a great job at managing our school, but he is also always there to lend a helping hand. Bo is a part of ASB, football, track, and a member of the FCA club. Bo loves being a Seahawk for its amazing community that has allowed him to grow close to his peers. Lastly, walking the carpet tonight is senior Pari Millet. Pari is walking tonight with her mom, dad, and teacher, Miss Romero. Pari describes Miss Romero as an amazing teacher who has allowed her to love science. Beyond the classroom, Pari is proud to be a part of the varsity cheer team. Pari's favorite part about being a Seahawk is its friendly environment, gorgeous campus, and amazing sports programs. Let's give another round of applause for our school board, superintendent, principal, distinguished guest, and our homecoming court. you've all been waiting for has arrived. Our homecoming royalty of 2025 are, drumroll please, Mateo and Ava. Congratulations to our homecoming royalty, and thank you to all of our administration, teachers, staff, and ASB who have made tonight possible. Thank you for joining us tonight at our 120th celebration of Redondo Union High School. Have a great second half of the game, and go Seahawks!
Last home game's big winner took home $238. Vanguard are raising money to purchase costumes and equipment for their upcoming field show, so please support the program by buying a few tickets. The winner will be announced at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We'll update you with the pot size during the third quarter.
back to Seahawk Bowl, where the score is 41-0 Redondo Union. As we begin the second half, we're getting ready to start second half here. Edward Rentasa alongside Matthew Crawford, who's in for Kevin tonight, and Julius Choi here. And gentlemen, first half, a lot of fireworks, but before, we want to say we hope you enjoy the halftime festivities, and again, congratulations to homecoming kings and queens for this year. Matthew, what was your overall reaction on how they were able to start this game?
Like you mentioned earlier, fireworks. Just amazing play from the Seahawks in the first half. I was shocked by the great play on offense, getting those big plays with a short kick there, and also the great play on defense with a stifling Stonewall defense, holding Santa Monica, one of the most explosive offenses in our league, to 0 points.
And for Santa Monica, speaking of fireworks, I am pretty sure that they had their own fireworks down in the locker room, being down by 41-0. And of course, I do not want to know what words or what the coaches said in the room, but Santa Monica, they were down by a lot through the second half. So the best thing they could do is to keep their heads up and just pray that they would score some points in the board.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of the wording there was very unnecessary that we can't say on the air, so we'll just leave it at that. And it's like the Seahawks will get the ball, and Brady Grow is going to probably finish this game.
Oh.
And looks like Gerald Qualley, the running back, has tripped. Unlucky there from the running back.
Yeah, like Rayleigh lost his balance there, and too bad. He looked like he could have got some yards, but bad footing there. But let's see what they'll do here on his next play.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but that's football. Unlucky stuff is going to happen. As I'd like to mention again, this is that lineup earlier I'd mentioned of mainly sophomores, mainly juniors, guys who you probably may not even see for the rest of the year, getting a big opportunity here with lots of time left, with about 24 minutes on the game clock.
Brady go now in a shotgun. Gerald Crowley right behind him. 7 players in the line of scrimmage for the Seahawks. Hands the ball off, and Quora runs. Gets beat by a couple of Vikings, and it'll be a third down.
Yeah, Rayleigh again on the carry. He went ahead and go for a run, and it looks like it's more running game here than passing, but we'll see if they'll give Brady Grow an opportunity to throw the football here on this next play.
Yeah, I mean, you got to expect some running game here from the Seahawks, since at this point, you just want to chew the clock, run it out, and just coast home with a free win, essentially. But again, not to be commentator's curse, but if you're the Seahawks, all you want to do is just make sure as much time gets taken off this clock as possible.
It's now 3rd and medium. Once again, the Seahawks with 7 men in the line of scrimmage. Hands the ball once again. Crowley runs. He is still running. And he is still running past the 40. Little contact there as he is pushed out of bounds.
Again, they're good blocking by the offensive line, and Rayleigh again sees a hole. That's the run he's been waiting for all night. He finally gets an opportunity to show off his speed.
Yeah, Rayleigh the junior, you'd think in this offense might be maybe awarded more time as normally, but we really haven't seen him much this year, so it's nice to finally see him make a name for himself in this game and probably in future games to follow.
And once again, Gerald Qualley is currently the backup running back for the varsity squad, just behind Christian Zeno.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing Rocky Martinez in from what it looks like at the running back position. And as Matthew said, this could be the offense that we could see next season.
And at this rate, I'm not hating what we could be in for next year as we get another handoff here.
There is Rocky Martinez pushing through, and he is tackled past the 30, near the 33.
Oh yeah, great run there by Martinez, as we do appear to have a player down or at least banged up a bit for Santa Monica, as Martinez is another one of those sophomores who we don't get to see often on this varsity team, but making a name for himself, as it seems to be a stoppage of play here and a meeting by both players and coaches for both teams.
Yeah, it looks like we have an injury for the Vikings. It was number 44, Jaden Lewis. He actually got up and stayed in a huddle, but it looks like he's still going to have to come out for at least a play.
Based on a previous play, there seems to be a huge pileup with part of Rocky Martinez past the 30, but hopefully it's glad to see a player that got hurt safely walk away to the sideline, so it's great to see that.
Yeah. We see Seahawks lining up, and it appears to be a pistol or a shotgun right now, but if they start with that, I would like to see some passing out of them, because passing, while they have been running the ball effectively with guys like Rocky Martinez and Rayleigh, we haven't seen these younger receivers get a chance here, and really nice to see that.
Brady going to shotgun once again. Second down. Here we go. That's a ball to Rocky Martinez. Martinez runs, gets tripped up, past the 20. And it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, it looks like they're still keeping their foot on that gas pedal. They're still running it. Now they're inside the red zone. And they've been pretty successful in this area tonight. And we'll see if they'll be able to get some points. But I still like to see Brady Grow at least throw it. We saw the deep passes he had last week. Only 7 attempts, but still very decent 5 completions he did last week against the Saxons.
Yeah, Grow is at the end of the day an entertainer, an improviser quarterback. He's got the legs and the wheels to make plays happen with his receivers. And with this new younger unit, I'd love to see what they can do, but I understand why Coach Elliott, or Coach...
Same play once again, hands the ball to Rayleigh now, and he gets tackled immediately. It'll be a second down.
Yeah, we've seen Santa Monica going with a 4-3 defense. They've been trying almost every defense in the book, and so far it hasn't worked for them tonight, but making a little bit of progress as they're limiting the yards gained by Redondo.
This is the methodical play calling that we're probably used to seeing in teams in Redondo situations. When you have such a big league, you just want to run out the clock. You don't want to do anything fancy, no heroics. Just get back to the locker room with a smile on your face and not an absolute face of shock if anything bad were to happen.
And of course, earlier in the season, Santa Monica started out with a 3-4 zone coverage, but now we have 4 defensive linemen as the ball snap, hands the ball to Riley, and he is stopped once again by the Santa Monica defensive line.
Yeah, they're going with that same defensive rotation, but unfortunately, the Seahawks are still going with the running game. Again, you got to credit that offensive lineman. All they have to do is just push those defensive line a couple of feet back and give Riley the running room there. And we'll see what they do here. Looks like it's on the third down they have to convert.
Yeah, Seahawks, again in this pistol formation which they've been running the halfback draw for the past few plays, you got to expect the same. As
There we go. Grow hands on once again to Rayleigh. A flag has been thrown. And for the 3rd consecutive time, Rayleigh has been stopped short by the Vikings defense.
Yeah, you notice how quickly we're almost halfway through this 3rd quarter. Feels like it just started, but running the ball, they're just taking up too much time, eating off this clock. But again, we'll see what the penalty is here. It came in right when the ball was carried, and from the way it looks like it's going back. It's going to be against Redondo.
Just to put to maybe magnetize or visualize how effective this chewing of the clock has been for Redondo. If you look at the clock right now, there's only a little over 5 minutes left, as I feel like the 3rd quarter just started. But Redondo absolutely draining it, not giving Santa Monica a chance to even get another look on offense.
Still 3rd down, and seems to be that, once again, 7 offensive linemen on the line of scrimmage. And it seems to be that they'll be playing the same play repetitively here in this drive. Here's Gross, snaps the ball, hands up to Rayleigh. Rayleigh runs towards his left, trucks the defender, but it's not enough for a first down.
Yeah, it looks like we have an injured Viking on the field. Again, Rayleigh on contact. Defender got injured there, and we'll see. Hopefully he'll be able to get up. But again, that's the 3rd play in a row that they ran that run through the left side of the field.
And seems to be an injured player on the ground, so there will be an official timeout.
Yes, you always hate to see this. This is in my opinion, the worst part of football, how common injuries are and how easy it is to happen in such a physical sport. But then again, that is the sacrifice we make in allowing for this sport to be around.
Yeah, the Vikings defense has been on that field so much tonight. It looks like they took a beating, and looks like that's Isaiah Fernandez, number 5. That was the injured player. Good to see him back on his feet, but the Viking defense got to be really tired out there.
And just want to back you up on that, and especially in the 1st quarter, the defense has been in that field more times than the offense, and thus that defense ended up giving up 3 touchdowns just in the 1st quarter. And now we are here in the 2nd half in the 3rd quarter, 5 minutes and 9 seconds left. Brady Grow now in a shotgun formation. Here we go. It'll be 4th down. Hands the ball to the running back, and he's running. Finds an opening. He's pushing through, and he is down at the 5.
Yeah, it looks like that's Doug Moore.
That's actually Doug Moore. Listed as a receiver here for us, but great acceleration there. And actually, adding on to Doug's prowess as an athlete, not only is he a great athlete for the football team on offense, but he's also an incredible long and triple jumper, using that athleticism in his legs to push through and dig in for those extra yards.
And of course, Redondo Union now 41-0, and there is an unwritten rule within football saying that if you score a certain number of points, you have to stop scoring. And here we go. Redondo Union hands the ball to Rayleigh. Rayleigh's pushing through, still up, but he's finally put down on the field.
So that means they have to stop scoring. Does that mean they'll give the Vikings every opportunity to score to get back in this game, or how does that work?
So there's an unwritten rule. Maybe for the audience that are watching live on YouTube could maybe back me up here. There's an unwritten rule within high school football and maybe college football that if you are winning by, I believe, around 56 points, then you would have to just play conservative from there on. Same thing as baseball.
Hey, Matthew, give me that controller. I think I need to put in a cheat code just to make sure that doesn't happen here.
Just break the absolute coding of the game and not allow for that to happen.
And Jerome Rayleigh with the quick run towards the left, and that'll be another touchdown for Redondo.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need that code.
Hey, you might need that code because, I mean, I understand the respect part of the game and how it is rude to do that, but we're out here trying to have fun. It's homecoming night. Let these guys play fun football. Let them air it out, break the script a little, just to switch it up. Because while I understand the ideology behind this play, it's 47, hopefully about to be 48-0. Let's see what can happen in this game with the you younger guys out there.
And here comes the kicking team. Parker Believins. Once again, up for a point attempt. Here we go. And is it good? No, says the referee.
Looked like a spotty hold there. Nothing really Blevins could do about it, as he just got unlucky there. If this were a high-intensity game right now, maybe 21-19, something along those lines, we might be talking about this more, but thankfully for Parker and the rest of Redondo, this is not the worst time for something like that to happen.
Yeah, we mentioned that this was a big game for both teams in the Pioneer League. I believe when we went in halftime, Torrance was big against South, so that's more bad news for the Vikings. It's like it's 34-14 in the third quarter, so it looks like Torrance may on the way to hold sole possession of first place for now. But the good news for Redondo, if it stands the way it is, they're going to go up to 2-1 in this Pioneer League division and be tied for second with just a game back behind Torrance. And again, 2 games to go. Still have one more game here next Friday, I believe, against this Peninsula, and then they wrap up at South High School for the season.
And here comes the kick, caught by Santa Monica. He stopped short near the sideline. Past before the 45. And here comes the Vikings offense. Once again, the score is 47-0. Early in the first half, the Vikings had a chance towards the end zone to score a touchdown, but they failed to convert on the 4th down, thus giving Brady Grow and the offense to finish out the second quarter in the first half. Clock winds down. Over 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. And here comes the Vikings. A trips right, looks to his right, finds an open receiver, but he goes backwards for a little. And he is tackled near the Redondo Union sideline. And that was Miles Lee with the reception.
Yeah, Miles Lee was trying to do those yards after catch, kind of like the Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce is known for, catching the ball and then just getting your yards after. But it looked like he tried a little too much there, and that set them back a few yards behind.
Yeah, again, like you said earlier, Edward, doing too much there. Everyone on Santa Monica seems to be in their own heads right now, as there's about 5 seconds left in this third quarter, as I believe there is a stoppage of play.
So, second down, a timeout has been called. And that brings the end to the third quarter, and now we enter the fourth quarter. Because once again, the Vikings still has possession here in the fourth quarter. They're near the 45. And of course, like you mentioned, Edward and Matt, Redondo wins this game. They'll go 2-1 in the Pioneer League, which ties them up with Santa Monica. And maybe, just maybe, there might be a possibility for a tie for second place for the next 2 weeks.
Well, Redondo will own the tiebreak because they beat Santa Monica. They beat them head-to-head so far the way it looks like tonight. So they'll be tied, but Redondo may have that advantage. But you look at the remaining schedule for the Seahawks. Again, their home finale next Friday against Peninsula, and then they have to wrap up the season on the road at South High School, which they're also a good team. So this division is still not claimed yet, still up for grabs, but the Seahawks doing what they're supposed to do.
Ball is handed off to the running back, and he's stopped right in the middle of the logo.
Yeah, solid run there, nearing around, I would say 4 or 5 yards, but again, from my looking, Santa Monica seems to be in no urgency to try to cut down on this lead. It seems both teams are now either exhausted or just, for one team's case, don't want to be here, and the others just want to get out of here with a win. And it seems like both of them, from my understanding, seem to be taking their foot off the gas a bit. But we'll see, as the Santa Monica will be in the shotgun.
Benjamin, and there's the ball to loose. He recovered it quickly, but Benjamin's on the run. He throws to an open receiver. Oh my goodness, did he catch that?
That's what I call making the best out of a broken play. The second high snap we've seen from the Santa Monica center today, as the quarterback, Elliot Benjamin, is able to just improvise, tell his receiver to go downfield, and just chucks it right in his hands.
That's the second time we've seen the high snap tonight. Again, Benjamin turning nothing into basically something, and something to something big. And again, a big yardage there. Again, credit them for not giving up on the play.
Could this be the spark plug that Santa Monica might need to get something going here? Some positive output from their offense, which has been missing all day, as we'll see in the shotgun.
Vikings in the air raid. Behringer dodging tackles, throws to his left to an open receiver. That's Peyton Seals, and that's a completion.
Yeah, that's the second big play through the air for Santa Monica. And again, this consistency on offense with these big plays is what's been missing for them all game and been a staple of their offense previously. This is finally coming together in the fourth quarter. So can this amount to anything for them?
Well, basically what Santa Monica is doing is trying to get yardage and team pride, trying to get into the end zone. Because again, you don't want to leave this game without scoring points. They do want to at least get on the board for once, at least one time here tonight.
Past 2 drives for air raid. They're once again going air again, 4 receivers up. Benjamin hands the ball to his running back, stops short. He's pushing through, and it looks to be that he is close. Looks like inches off the end zone. And it's a touchdown confirmed by the referees.
Yeah, the first touchdown of the game by Santa Monica lifts their spirits a little bit, even though the score is one-sided, but it's a good feeling to at least get into the end zone and get some points.
Yeah, even if it's not going to make likely a huge impact on this game, that just psychological, I guess, block, you could say, of being torn down, of them being shut out is finally gone. So maybe that could lead to more positive output for Santa Monica in the future.
And that was Josh Fernandez, freshman running back, scored a touchdown for the Vikings. Here comes the kick, right in the middle, and it is good.
As now, for the second time today, we will be seeing the Seahawks receiving team, who really has not gotten much work today.
Yeah, the return team pretty much got the night off with all the Redondo scoring. We seen them punt the ball just once, so that return team is going to be really fresh. Again, we'll see what they'll do. We'll see if Santa Monica might just go for an onside kick to get another opportunity. as we see the clock ticking, 8:29, 8:28 counting here in the football game.
As the clock winds down, here comes the Redondo receiving team coming onto the field. And
See a little bit of that fox smoke coming in from the track field. I wonder if they could go all the way up here with that.
as a matter of fact, that's Abby Harrell, one of the star players for the volleyball team, who won their final regular season game back on Tuesday against Maricosta and scored 3-1.
Indeed, congratulations to the women's volleyball team for an impressive victory.
We love all the athletes here at Redondo Union who help contribute to this overall positive environment we see at the school and awesome community we seem to have built.
And can't wait for the soccer and basketball season coming up.
Oh, we're looking forward to that as well, as we see a fair catch, and the Seahawks will go to work. It's almost 7.5 counting left in the game.
And already the Vikings defense already on the field. And for Redondo, seems to be that Brady Grow and the underclassmen will be taking the field.
Yep. Seems to be some sort of drive words of wisdom being given by Coach Allison. And you gotta imagine, he's probably telling him something along the lines of no heroics, take it home, don't lose us this game, essentially.
Well, with this victory, Redondo is going to go to 500 for the first time this season, and they're going to win 4 of their last 5. So how about an impressive streak by this Redondo Union team despite all the injuries?
They're going to run again, hands the ball off to the running back, and he stops short. It'll be second down. Rocky Martinez with another carry. And we seem to have an injured player for Redondo.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you're Redondo, this is the last thing you want to have is injured players, especially in a decided victory. Again, 2 games to go left in the regular season. You need everybody to stay healthy and tip-top shape. And it looks like he's getting up, and looks like that's Iggy Estrada, number 57.
Estrada is one of the most positive people I've ever met who's on the football team. Really great guy in the locker room, guy who everyone can rally around. And it's really sad to see him down, but thankfully he seems to be up on his own volition and running back to the sideline.
Mentioned he is a senior, as many of the players on his team. Their final homecoming game as a Redondo Union Seahawk, which is going to be remembered by a very impressive win here tonight.
It looks like Alex Garcia, player number 62, will come in to replace him.
And if I may call your attention to the top and bottom of your screen, a little fun visual. Top of your screen, number 13, older brother, senior Parker Blevins. Bottom of your screen, younger brother by a year, junior Brogan Blevins. Again, as I said earlier, this family environment, that this tight-knit community that this football team has created is truly amazing, as you get about a 2 or 3 yard run there.
Another rush there for Redondo Union. Would be enough for a first down. And yes, it is. The markers are being moved downfield. Another first down for the Seahawks.
So as the final minutes are ticking on this game, what's the next focus for the Seahawks? Would it be towards their home finale next week to get another win? Or they should just take this moment, enjoy this game, and then go to work, get ready for Peninsula next week?
Well, today's a homecoming game, so the players should enjoy every last minute, every hour after this game, after the victory. Starting on Monday, they'll have to refresh, cycle up, and prepare the game on Friday. And it'll be another rush here for the Seahawks. It looks like Martinez is stopped short once again.
Yeah, this clock is absolutely getting trained by the Seahawks now. Mind you, it feels like only a couple minutes ago to me when we started this fourth quarter, but there's only just a little below 5 minutes left. 4:50 and ticking.
You have to credit them for that third quarter. They just run the ball like crazy and got that touchdown.
And this is the first time ever, probably this regular season, in which Redondo Union had 7 players on the O-line. And it looks like they're going to repeat the same play. Martinez to the left of Grow in the shotgun position. Hands the ball to Martinez. Martinez runs. He's still running towards the left, and he gets tripped up near the Vikings sideline.
They run the ball well tonight, but I still want to see Brady Grow throw a deep pass at least one time tonight.
Yeah, just for the fans here. I hate to be a downer, but the hype for the crowd has gone down a bit ever since it's been short run after short run after short run. One long pass would be amazing right now.
I think this is the opportunity to throw one. Give it to him. Let him pass it. I want to see it.
Just a little bit, 3 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this game. The Seahawks taking their time, trying to kill the clock down. Once again, Seahawks up by 40 here in this game.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Edward, this massive, what'd you say, 7 offensive linemen almost, is unheard of in modern football. But again, the Seahawks are running here just to chew the clock. And with its personnel of 2 receivers, a running back, and maybe a tight end snuck in there, you gotta expect run after run after run. But a switch up for one play even would be fun and probably catch Santa Monica off guard by a little bit.
And we see Estrada checking back in after being out for a while. It's good to see him back in there. Wants to get some more snaps in his final homecoming game as a football player here.
Now we have exactly 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Now the Seahawks seems to be on the sideline prepping up the backup players. And
I'm not sure if Brady Grove will say, hey, what's the play here, or he's trying to get his team up there to fire up the crowd.
Grove still in the game, shotgun formation, snaps, hands the ball off to the running back, and wow, a huge gain there.
We see a penalty marker on the backfield, and we always know what happens when they throw the flag on the backfield after a run.
That was Doug Moore with the carry.
Doug Moore using that athleticism and speed I mentioned earlier once again to be another, I don't want to say volt of life, but volt of energy that the Seahawks at this point with this long rhythmic runs up the middle needed almost. I don't know about needed, but could have used and are now very grateful for. But unfortunately, like you said earlier, coming back due to the holding call.
Not sure who they call that holding penalty on, but when they look at this film tomorrow, when they find out who it is, they're going to get a yelling at. You know, they'll be like, you took my run away, you hold. What about my stat in the book?
I could have made that deep throw. Clock winds down a bit. 1 minute and 40 seconds left here in the game. It looks like Brady Go is going to spike it.
Looks like a victory formation here. It's like Redondo's just going to take a knee, call it a night, and get ready for next Friday.
Always a good idea to save your stamina and energy for the next week when you don't have to expend it all in the current week.
And of course, just want to talk a little bit about a preview about next week. Peninsula now having a really good season, and it's Redondo Union will be at home. Just any previews or any predictions on what's going to happen next week?
Well, we'll see how Redondo responds from a victory. Again, 5 of the last 6. Meanwhile, just one final update out of Torrance. The Tartars are up 48-14 on South. So disappointing night for Santa Monica, which is going to turn to a worse disappointing night, knowing that they're going to lose a share of first place to Torrance, who's going to go up to 3-0 tonight, by the way it seems there.
Yeah. And adding on to what you said earlier, Julius, about next week's matchup for Redondo, you would hope that they'd be able to carry the momentum they got in this game, which has been missing all season, and carry this energy, carry this positivity, and this win to the next week against Penn, which is a must-win for the Seahawks.
And of course, it's also a must-win game for, at this point, every game is a must-win game for not only Redondo Union, but for Santa Monica and Torrance, as both teams come to the middle of the field to shake hands. And boy, oh boy, what a marvelous game that we had here.
So the updated standings as of right now, currently, Redondo will go to 2-1. Santa Monica will drop to 2-1. Torrance is winning, so they will likely go up to 3-0. So very interesting these final 2 weeks of the season.
Oh, yeah. And again, this absolute awesome performance by Redondo on both sides of the ball was honestly shocking, and could not come at a better time for them in the season. In the clutch, in the time when it matters the most, they were able to show out. And if they're able to continue like this for the rest of the season, there's a genuine chance for them to make it to the playoffs and potentially even find success there.
And of course, like both of you guys mentioned early in the broadcast, Bo Osmus is back. Leinert is healthy. Ortiz is healthy. Redondo Union has a lot of options going into the next week. And again, those next 2 games are really important. And Bo Osmus, who's been injured for the majority of the season, is back. And guys, to me, this Seahawks team is going to look dangerous.
They're winners of 5 of the last 6. I mentioned this after the win against the Pilots. When they get healthy, this is not the team you want to play right now. This team is on fire. This is the other team, other than Torrance, playing good football right now in this division. Redondo Union Seahawks, dangerous team right now.
Yeah. If in a hypothetical world, if Redondo is able to hold this momentum, if Torrance holds their momentum, a potential league game for the championship between Redondo and Torrance in a rematch might feed generations, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
Well, you have to look at what happened at the beginning of the season after that 0-2 start. Many people say, it's easy for them to just start, to give up and not play hard. But they have played hard. You go back to the game against Huntington Beach, where Julius and I were at a couple weeks ago, that the victory was robbed from them in the final seconds. They came back and they beat a good Orange Panthers team. They won their first game at home, and then they went on a winning streak. Even though they lost to Torrance, they still continued to play hard, and they put their hearts out here tonight. A big game for them, a big win, and right now their season is still not over. They refuse to go down, and they're going to fight to the very end.
And like you mentioned, Edward and Matt, the Pioneer League is one of the most, I would say, intense and difficult leagues for football within the CIO Southern section. And with that, there might be a chance that maybe 3 teams might make it to the CIO section playoffs, but it's all depend on the seedings.
Well, here's another thing, too. Redondo finished with 1 loss last season. They were within 2nd and 3rd place. You might have to go undefeated to win this division, so all odds would be on Torrance as the season winds down. Now, if they lose 1 game, it's going to be a pretty wild finish in these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Again, it's so unpredictable right now, but even me saying that at this late of a stage in the season is shocking. But Redondo, being the underdog of all underdogs right now, coming in clutch when it matters and not willing to go down without a fight. And we see tonight, they put up a pretty good fight, absolutely dominating their opponents in Santa Monica.
And we look back, even though the losses to Miracosta, the loss to El Dorado in the beginning where they were blown out, they played almost every good team this season, and they put up a fight. The high-scoring teams as well, even in the first half of the season, they didn't allow them to score points. They let them score maybe 17 to 19 points. So it shows that this defense has really turned it around in the second half of the season.
And to conclude, Redondo Union with a massive victory over Santa Monica, score 47-7. And before we end the broadcast, I want to give a shout out to our production team for their hard work, great camera work for our camera people. And lastly, I just want to give a shout out to you, Matt and Edward. You guys have been phenomenal. And every week, I am super excited to call the games with you guys. And really, I can't wait till next week.
I'd just like to quickly thank everybody here at the RTV Sports Broadcasting team for allowing me to have this opportunity with a couple weeks ago being on the sidelines and this week in the commentary booth filling in for Coven. Best for him in Michigan, but yeah, thank you guys so much for giving me this chance, and I really loved it, and I hope I was able to help you guys out.
Yeah, one really quick, we want to give a shout out to our buddy Kevin out there who wasn't able to be here tonight, but hopefully he watched, and we can't wait to see him again next Friday.
And of course, Coven, if you're watching this, good luck on your hockey game, and we'll all be rooting for you from all Redondo Sports. Well, this has been a featured presentation of Redondo Sports. We would like to thank everyone who tuned in tonight for a beautiful game.
And for Julius Choi, Matthew Crawford, I'm Edward Rentasso. For all of our team here, we want to say thank you, and we'll leave with highlights, and we'll see you next Friday here on Redondo Sports.
Real bad girl, a nigga need that. Sipping on your Henny, asking where the weed at. Let me put you on to something. You f***ing with a big nigga, no frontin'. Yeah, so turn it around, let me see something. With me, the realest gonna be something. Yeah, I'm talking lights, camera, action. I'm singing, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Turn it around, let me see something. With me, the realest gonna be something. Yeah, I'm talking lights, camera, action. I love the way it's going down. She got the thongs on. She started bouncing more once she heard the thong songs. Them high heels got them calves looking right too. Shorty, come live with me for the nitro. only trying to holler, it's only right you holler back. So where you headed, let me follow that. And word up, I got plans for you. It's more than my tongue and my hands I do. The way you move to the music and make a nigga wanna take you up out of here, go somewhere and lose it. And your physique is off the chain. It's gonna be hard getting you off the brain. I mean, we could take a drive in the X5. The way you boogie on the floor, I know that's that side. Use a timepiece, I'm trying to see something. Suck your teasing in your front and let me squeeze something. Shorty, turn it around, let me see something. With me, for real, it's gonna be something. I'm talking lights, camera, action. I'm just singing, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Turn it around, let me see something. With me, for real, it's gonna be something. Hey, I'm talking lights, camera, action. I'm just singing, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
I've been watching you so damn long, but I don't know what to say or do. I be sitting around fantasizing about what I wanna do to you. I've been watching you so damn long, but I don't know what to say or do. I've been watching you so damn long, but I don't know what to say or do. I've been watching you so damn long, but I don't know what to say or do. I be sitting around fantasizing about what I wanna do to you.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent from Ironclad Digital Media. Redondo Sports would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.